Welcome back to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel.
And I'm Todd.
And we are out tapping our trees to make our own syrup. We do this every 2 years.
About that, yeah.
Yep, so we'll take you guys along for the journey, start to finish, like we always do. Today's all about tapping the trees, so.
Yep. So this tree that we're tapping right here is a black walnut tree. We do not only tap our maple trees because we don't have very many maple trees yet that are big enough and old enough to tap. The main two that we have are up by the road. So we have those two big maple trees, and then we have 5 walnut trees. They can be tapped just like maple trees, and they produce a syrup.
This one's pouring. Nice.
That one's pouring out.
Yeah.
They'll produce a syrup much the same way that a maple tree will. You basically extract the sap, you boil it down to remove all the water, you're left with a nice sugary treat. A walnut syrup, once it's reduced down, seems to have a little bit more of a nutty flavor to it.
I would compare it to something like a butterscotch.
Butterscotches, yeah, kind of like that. You can also do box elder trees, birch trees. There's a whole list of trees that you can do this with. But we pretty much just focus on our 2 big maple trees and our walnuts. We did box elders a few times when we had some. We've cut most of them down since, but
never got much from
we
them.
never really got much out of them. So
yeah, actually our walnuts are our best producers, and we love it. Of course, it's not going to be the same sugar content as maple. I think it's maybe like 1:70 versus like a 1:40 ratio, but we just do it for hobby purposes and the enjoyment of it, and treasure it when we have it, and see how much we get this year.
Yep. Next tree.
Yep.
All right.
So we've had mentions of getting ready to do this on Facebook, and had some friends asking, I live in Mississippi and I have a bunch of walnuts, can I tap them there? And I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this at all, but what I do know, I'll share with you. So in order for the sap to flow, which is what we're collecting, and for it to be super sweet, you need it to be in a freeze-thaw temperature ratio. So what I always look for is kind of late-ish winter. I start looking for days that are getting in the low 40s, and then nights that are still cooling off in the 20s, even low 30s. And I wanted to do this earlier this week, and just didn't get out here and do it. And now my next week's forecast doesn't look as promising, but I know that I can keep my taps in up to 6 weeks. So I've got 6 weeks ahead of me that I'll keep collecting, and I'll collect until what you're looking for is, I don't know if Todd will capture it in the video at all, but there's no buds really bloomed out on the trees yet, and you can go all the way up until the bud breaks. Once the bud breaks, the sap really takes on a different flavor, and Todd's working behind us. The sap really starts taking on a different flavor, and some people say it smells kind of like dirty socks, so you don't want dirty sock syrup. What else do I know? Oh, when you are tapping, you tap on the south-facing side of your tree, and I always aim to where the sun's rising and it's warming the tree. That will be kind of where my taps are, and just my own wives' tale I tell myself is that the first spot to warm in the tree is going to flow the best. I don't know if that's true, but yeah. So we've decided to go ahead and continue I know we put 2 taps in the first tree. We're going to continue with 1 tap on the balance of our walnuts over here. And if one tree's really outperforming another, we'll switch some taps around. But let's head over there and see what Todd's got going on. So this is one of our maples. If you guys have been with us for a long time, you know this is the one that a car crashed into. So we're being super gentle with it, only putting in one tap on the opposite side from the accident. And it's a flow in. So we'll head over to our other maple. Did you guys know the story about, what is it called? The married trees or the husband and wife trees?
I don't remember.
So if you ever drive by a farmhouse, and you'll see this a lot when you drive in the country, and as you enter the driveway, there's two main trees on both sides of the driveway. That was a common custom in the old days. When a couple first got married or bought their old first home, they would plant two maples, and it was his and hers, and I think they're called the married trees, something like that. Look it up. So this one, there's a tap, an old tap here. So it'll probably come down over here. Yep. Okay. No, I don't want to be that far over. That's definitely not south. We're supposed to be on the south side. There, and then probably over here. Yeah, it's always an awkward one because we've got this big root ball that comes out. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next, stay on this video because I'll show you guys the first collection when we do that.
Anything in there?
I don't know. It looks like it dripped down the tree. Oh, yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
Day
2.
What is it? Been 2 days. The first day we put them out, it was late in the day.
Yeah.
The very next day was
too cold.
Cold. It never got really much above 33 degrees.
Yeah.
But the day after and today were great.
Yep.
So this bucket has about this much.
This is day 2. The day after. Yesterday was freezing. Today's the next day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't keep track. So we got about this much from the first walnut tree. Our walnuts generally seem to produce a little bit less sap than our maples.
But we have more walnuts than maples.
Exactly.
Yep. So we're just gonna walk this bucket around, collect all the walnut that we can, collect the maple, store it in the fridge. We'll boil down once a week, right? Is that the plan?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Any more?
Oh, let's.
So our plan that we were talking about, walnut trees, maple trees, birch trees, every type of tree has a different ratio of concentration for sugar to turn it into sap. So like a sugar maple tree might be a 40-to-1 ratio. So if you have 40 gallons of maple syrup, it boils down to 1. Birch trees are like 80-to-1. So
yeah.
80 gallons of sap comes down to 1 gallon. Walnut trees, I think they're about 50 or 60.
Yep.
Something like that. And it adds up quick. So we got half of 2.5 gallons already from 2 trees. You have to keep this cool or it'll go bad.
Yep.
We've tried putting it in the fridge before, but then even with our refrigerator in our garage, we run out of space quick. Because these buckets, I pictured 30 gallons of sap.
Yeah.
You got room in your fridge for that? So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna boil whatever we get today, we'll boil it down to a concentrate.
Not a finished product.
Not a finished product, but concentrated. And then we'll either put that in the fridge or freeze it.
Right.
Until we get enough to do the final boil.
Yep, sounds good. Good
Sound
plan.
good?
Yep.
Good plan?
And I'm pretty sure we do it. We've done this plan before.
I think so.
Yep.
Next tree.
Okay, these are our maples. Oh, nice. Probably 2 gallons. Nice.
Last bucket.
Oh gosh.
That one is like all the way up to here.
Yep.
This tree has 2 taps in it.
Yep.
And it
Is loaded.
Is loaded. Holy cow.
I don't want to lose it.
Well, I'll run. I'll run these back and dump them into the pot. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get that pot with, there's got to be close to 10 gallons.
Yeah.
About 10 gallons. We'll get that boiling down tonight. Reduce it down to about a tenth of what
I think it's more than 10 gallons. Probably close to 12.
Yeah, maybe 12. We'll reduce it down to maybe a gallon or so. Then we're going to refrigerate that or freeze it. We'll keep collecting until we get as much as we're going to get for the season. Then we'll bring you guys back for another video where Rachel will take you through the process of doing the final boil down, checking the temperature, getting it just right.
Yeah, and we'll reveal how much you can get. I plan on getting from the walnuts that we have, the two, and these are not even sugar maples, these are red maples, and how much you can get if you're interested in just doing it hobby style.
Yep, that's how we do it. We just use propane to boil it down. We don't even use wood like most people do.
Yep.
And we only do it every other year, so.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'll get these dumped in.
And I don't know if you guys saw with the walnuts, every single drop is so precious to me. So I'm sitting here holding my tubes upright so I don't lose any. Because if I'm gonna take from the tree, I want to be grateful for every single little bit that it's given me. Okay, he's got me a little nervous. This is way too full. Get it below the lip.
Okay. And then once it boils down, we can pour that back in. It'll be a while.
Doesn't smell like anything right now. It does have a nice little sweet flavor to it.